Good evening, folks. I'm going to take you today on this trip that I had in April with one of my former golfers. I'm a head golf coach for the school that I teach at, and he has been graduated for a couple years and is now playing golf in college. And when he comes home, we try to get a muskie trip lined up because we always talked about fishing and whatnot. He's actually the same one. If you've been following for a while, he's the one that caught his first muskie with me on the Cinco on that one trip. So anyway, we got together again this spring and got a trip in. And the first half of the day I was by myself because he wasn't free for the morning, but I picked him up in the afternoon and we went together then. Unfortunately, I didn't have all the charging accessories with me to film all day, and I realized that halfway through the day. So I ended up filming the first half of the day and none of the trip with him, and of all things, he catches his personal best. So I might throw in a little clip of him pulling that blimp out of the bag from the second half of the day, as I did get that on my phone at least. But as far as today is concerned, it'll be my first half of the trip, which both trips were successful for me and then for him in the evening. So without further ado, I'm going to take you right into this trip. Oh, fish.
Got it. Yeah! That's a big one.
think I turned it off too. All right, got our first one of the trip. Raised it on a Bazooka 6-inch glider that I'd repainted in a bluegill pattern. And I raised it a couple different times on it. I just couldn't get it to go. It was just like that fish I had up last night. And I pitched back with the Senko and finally found where it went to, and it crushed the Senko. So I'm actually going to bump this fish. It's a pretty good sized fish for the creek. It's probably high 30s. So I'm thinking probably 37-ish. So got some spawning scars on it. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh yeah, that's a good looking fish right there. Oh, don't you do that, don't you do that. Yep, 37 3/4. So let's get it back in the water. Oh. Good looking fish right there. Real good looking fish. Love the spots. Alright, time to go back. Let's see if this is sure. I'm assuming it's a female that spawned out, but let's see if we can check. Yeah, it's a big old male. Sucker, get in there. Oh, I hope I got that. There he is, before my battery dies. Oh, spawn scarred up. Well, hopefully you enjoyed seeing those fish getting caught. I was getting pretty excited with that first one, though. That was a big male. Pretty much anywhere, but that was a very big male for an hour stretch of creek. So I want to guess that fish has some age to him. And I was getting excited, though, because I've started just rough repainting some baits this year. I've been trying to pull some old baits off the bench and at least get them looking halfway decent. Some that are beat up or some that never really got any action. I felt like it was just a color thing. So I've been getting into that this year. And that was a Bazooka glider that I wasn't getting any action on, surprisingly. And I just felt like it was color related. So I painted it up like a bluegill. because it seems like anything bluegill in that creek is money as far as pattern goes. So I've raised several fish on that bluegill glider. Just haven't gotten any to commit to it yet, but I have raised several and ended up catching them with the pitchback with the Senko, just like you saw there. And the other fish, I just started targeting them with the Senko at that point. I was actually in a rush to get back because Davis had just called me and said he was ready to go, so I was kind of speed fishing that Senko, and that fish actually ate for me, turned its head, and it popped off. And fortunately enough, it wasn't tired yet, so I pitched back in there, and sucker came right up to the rock bar and ate it. But I told you I was going to show you Davis's fish since I got it on my phone, so here it is. It was a heck of a fish. It was so fat, and the belly was still so tight and firm. That fish wasn't even ready, or wasn't even close to being ready to drop in her eggs yet. And the funny thing was, we didn't even measure it. I wish we would have, but I mean, I've been trying to pass along information and wisdom as I fish with Davis or anybody else that's not fished for them before fishing with me, and he's already in a good mindset. He just got that fish out of the bag, got the picture, and put it right back in the water without even thinking about a measurement. So although it sucks we didn't get the measurement because it was his personal best, he's got a good mindset already. So next time he's in and he catches something like that, I'm going to make sure I measure it, because, you know, personal bests, I don't care if it's a 30-incher. If you've never caught one that big before, let's put it on the bump board. It's your personal best. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.